Welcome back to an all new season of YouTubes. I'm officially in my working mom of 3 era and my life is a mess right now, but I'm going for it. When I was talking to my YouTube strategist about getting back on the horse after months off and moving and having a kid and all the craziness that we've had go on this year, I'm going to get all into that in this video. She said, you know what, Ashlyn, just turn the camera on. People want to see real life right now. So this is real life. We moved, and again, I'll go into that, but I don't even have a studio or an office right now. So I'm coming to you from the land of the cardboard boxes. The next video you see, I'm going to have to get an Airbnb or somewhere so I can just be in a better state of mind because it's a little messy in here. But yeah, this is a State of the Union video. I asked what y'all wanted to hear. You sent in all these great questions, so I'm going to get to as many as I can, rapid fire style, in about 10-ish minutes. And you had some good ideas. I do want to get into more financial reporting from the past year. I love talking about finances as a small business. I want to talk about marketing trends I see, all that stuff. But this is more raw and my life right now. So I'm calling it a vlog. I've spent 42%, and yes, I did the back of napkin math to figure that out. 42% of the last 5 years as a business owner, growing children inside my body, birthing them, and being on maternity leave. So half the time that I've been in business the past 5 years, pretty much half the time, I've been not 100%. It's been so hard, the emotional ups and downs that hormones have, I guess, and like your energy levels has been nuts. So I'll get straight into stuff, starting with these first questions. A lot of you wanted to know, okay, you've teased that this year has been hard. So what happened? What has all gone on? Lindsay specifically said, you said it's been an exceptionally hard year. Why? What made it hard? Here is the story. Buckle up. First of all, I am so grateful to have had 3 safe, beautiful pregnancies and kids. I remember this time last year writing that we knew we wanted to have a 3rd kid. And it's so cool that I didn't know when that would happen this past year. And boom, the year started. I got pregnant. It's now ended. We have a new human in our family. Kind of wild. And again, as precious as that high is and how sweet, what a gift that is, it's been a really hard year. So here's some of the things that have happened. First of all, I lost a dear, absolute shining star of an employee in about February, March. So that was like the first hard thing. She was a dream hire, and the TLDR is I, as the CEO, put her in a program, in a position that I don't think I vetted. I did not vet it like I wanted to, and it ended up being not the best fit for my business. It was a big expense, and that sucked, but it was really hard to feel like I, as a business owner, put an employee in a position that it ended up not being the best. Hindsight's 2020 and all that, but I took it very hard. So that happened. That was one of the first times in business, I've been in business now almost 8 years, that I felt like my decision-making barometer was broken. It was off. I'd never made a decision that went that south before. So then I turned around, and within a month later, I had another employee that we realized just was not a great fit for the role that she was in. I won't go into detail. Again, incredible human, high caliber character. I just got the hire wrong. It was the wrong seat on the bus. There's a million takeaways to all this. I overall outsourced a lot of the hiring, and I realized I want to be closer to the team building, because ultimately it doesn't matter. The buck stops with me. I'm the CEO. I'm the one that is helping figure out how to get the right fit and the right team chemistry. And that, I've said it before. I said it recently to some members inside the Copybar Collective. That's probably the hardest part in business to me, is growing a team, nurturing a team, leading a team. That's hard. So those both things happen kind of the end of Q1. Moving into Q2, I'm pregnant. I'm in the middle of, I always call it an energy crisis. My energy when I'm pregnant goes way down. My brain, I don't remember anything. I'm very flighty. I'm exhausted. So that's going on in my body. I'm doing my job and now 2 other employees' jobs. Mentally, I'm shattered. Those 2 things back to back made me want to crawl up in a hole, because I felt like, and I've been working through it kind of the second half of the year, and I know I'm going to have to work on it next year. I just feel like I was broken as a decision maker. Something was off, and I had just never gotten 2 things wrong that close in tandem, and it made it really then hard to show up and create when I felt like my batting average was just busted. When they talk about entrepreneurship is like between here and here, it's absolutely true. That's the game. So this is about mid-year. I'm canceling launches right and left. I'm like, we can't launch anything. We've got to like perform CPR and keep the business alive. I'll talk more about launches in a sec. The other part of my team, we had one employee experience a huge loss in her life. Another employee had her second baby who came early, and another employee came back after having her fourth kid. I've joked sometime I'm going to write a business book about how to grow a team when you've managed, at this point, I think we've had 11 maternity leaves. So these things are going on in my business. Then outside of the business, we discuss why not moving. Our house sold without even hitting the market. That meant we needed to get out. I was pregnant. The more and more things started to add up, Wes and I were like, this is kind of getting close. Like these things, delivery of a kid and moving could happen within the same month. And then it got closer and closer and closer. I had a baby on Friday. Movers came Tuesday. We were in our new house on Wednesday. And this is within 2 different states. It was crazy. And yes, the baby came early. That in a nutshell is the question I wanted to start with and why it's been hard. Tack on minor things like this precious new little baby boy has had tongue tie issues and eating issues. And so that's meant, even more or less sleep than you usually get. So yeah, running a business and all of that has not been easy. Still don't want to do anything else but entrepreneurship though. Okay, got this question a few times. What prompted us to move back to my hometown? I am a huge Montgomery stan. I love Montgomery, Alabama. I haven't lived here in about 12 years, kind of 12 to 15-ish years. But simply put, we wanted to move somewhere where we wanted to raise our kids and have our family and put our roots down. It was the size and community that we wanted as a family, so that's why we're here. I love it. Making friends in your hometown after being gone that long is awkward, but I got invited to be in a book club and a Bible study, and so I'm making friends. Okay, this was a good one. Favorite thing that I've launched or created this year. 100% the Copy Bar Collective membership. For years, since starting in 2020, I knew that I wanted to have some sort of element to my programs where I could talk to people through them and answer questions, but I learned the forum of you can't offer free coaching forever. It's not a great business model. Who knew? So we needed to figure out some sort of offer in our ascension ladder that sat on top of some of my offers, but offered a community in a place for people to get real-time answers, close to real time, as well as copy on demand. We did a recap video. I'll link that. We had a killer dynamite conversion rate. We've since been figuring out, we've learned so much with the membership and how it works. It's a beast of a project, but it's been fun. Favorite thing I've created. It was also the only launch we did this year because I don't really count Black Friday, Cyber Monday, where we did our promo then. And we also did a promotion called the Lemonade Stand Sale. We did not launch copywriting for creatives this year, and that was hard, but I could not, while I was really pregnant, after I kind of got the team chemistry back together, I could barely breathe to go up and down stairs. There's no way I could have done webinars or a challenge or taught live. I didn't have the energy or the lung capacity. So we canceled that launch, and I had an employee, Sarah and Wendy, who said, you know what, let's just put everything on sale. Let's just have basically a yard sale of our digital products. And Wendy said, we're making lemonade out of lemons, and we called it the Lemonade Stand Sale. It was so cute, so fun. Those two little mini sales plus the Copy Bar Collective true launch, the only launches I did. This was a good rapid fire one. What are the best things I've invested in this year? First, an executive assistant. I have tried the conglomeration and figuring out, do I want to do visionary integrator, EOS style? Do I want to have, I don't know, a VA that just does customer service? And like, what is the breakdown? We have finally figured it out, and it took trial and error. I now have an executive assistant, Wendy. Wendy can do no wrong. She's the glue behind a lot of the business. So that was a big investment. The beginning of the year too, thank the Lord in heaven, before all this hiring stuff happened, I invested in HR stuff for the first time. We have a company handbook now. We have KPIs and job descriptions broken down for every single person. We have an onboarding deck when somebody starts with us. We have policies, procedures, labor law posters, all this stuff I did not have and I didn't know how to have. Major shout out to Kira and her team at Paradigm who helped us with that. I was a big investment and it was great. They also have a shop. I'll link it down below because their tools have been really helpful as our team has grown. Other investments, a coach. I will always have a business coach. 2 workcations. I went to Connecticut, actually both times for both of them. This X chair I got at the end of last year on Black Friday. They really are as good as they say they are. And Taylor Swift tickets. truly a highlight of my year was going to the Eras tour. Next question, how big was my email list for our very first launch? Had to look it up, got the receipts for you. I had 800 people on my email list. This was February to August. I started my business in February, so I started my list about that time. Grew it. In August I launched and I had 41 new members, and that was copywriting for creatives. That was a 5.12% conversion rate. Pretty proud of that. Back to the deep stuff. Got this question. What is your biggest challenge that you've had this year in your business that you're comfortable sharing publicly? It's no question figuring out how to mentally come back after I let myself down, I guess to say. I don't know. After those decision-making things went awry. It was just so hard. I felt busted, and I'm still trying to figure out how to get my mojo back with that. Personally, the biggest challenge, I am very aesthetic and rhythmically and beauty. I'm very oriented towards those things. I work best when my environment is set up around me, and this is my environment right now. Couple that with I'm a slow processor. I have to journal to think through stuff. So the biggest challenge personally is feeling like as a creator, I kind of have to shoot from the hip a little more than I'm comfortable with and create, publish. Okay, this was a good one. Do you have daycare for your kids? Right out of the gate, let me say my husband is extremely supportive and shoulders a lot of the just duties in the household as well. Neither of us have a traditional 9-to-5 Monday through Friday job, which when we first got married was really hard for my little rhythmic self because I was like, I don't like this, kind of all over the place, but I've gotten used to it. He works in the airline industry, so we just have a little bit of a different lifestyle when it comes to how much we're at the house. Obviously, I work from home. So for childcare, one's in school, but I have found that, and I've been all over the place too, read all the books. I go and swing the pendulum I want to homeschool everybody, and I want everybody here all the time too. I could never homeschool. What am I thinking? I've just been everywhere with all of this, and where I've landed right now for us is we work best with kind of like a mother's helper style person coming in and having a mother's morning out a few days a week for the littles. We have family around, so it's kind of a hodgepodge. I do err on the side of I want to get as much, and I'll figure out my salary to pay for as much childcare as I can, so then I have the opportunity to create when I can and then get them early as much as I'm able to. I love being with them in the afternoons. Here's how that's kind of broken down. I know that as a business owner, it's taken me a few years to figure this out, but I've known for the past few years that I need 4. Can you tell I just came back from leave? My brain and my hormones are still, I need 4 hours a day to work. I need 4 hours of deep work where nobody is interrupting me, nobody's talking to me. Sometimes I get those at 4 or 5 a.m. Sometimes I get those at 9, 10 p.m. I just need them at some point during the day, because usually a lot of my day now goes to talking to people, managing, coming up with ideas, just thinking and not doing the deep work. So I just need those 4 hours of deep work. I figure out how to get them, and then the other stuff I can kind of do with less brain capacity, like when my kids are around. I got asked how was maternity leave. It was good. It was sweet. I spent a lot of time with somebody small strapped onto me, unpacking boxes, setting up our house. This is kind of fun. In my big girl era, we're actually going to work with an interior designer for the first time who is so great and already been really helpful. I think I've realized I have skills I'm good at. I can only be the mom for my kids and the wife, and I'm good at leading my team and having a business, but sourcing fabrics and paint colors and that kind of thing is going to stress me out. I would just rather work hard, book a few extra jobs, and have somebody help me with that so the house can be a soft place for people to land. So that's fun. Did I still have time to read or do continued learning? No. I'm on track to read, according to my Goodreads, 21 books this year. I usually read about a book a week, so did not do that this year. Failed that goal very early, but it's a rubber ball. If I drop it, it'll bounce back. It's not a glass ball. There's way other important things in my life this year. Do I struggle with imposter syndrome and burnout? And if so, how do I deal with it? Those are two different things. The burnout would be a whole separate video. Imposter syndrome, though, I can answer you that ASAP and say yes. I deal a lot with self-confidence and self-doubt. It's probably been my biggest hindrance as a business owner. I would play really small if left up to my own devices. It holds me back from posting on social media, from writing and posting. There's an element of perfectionism to it, of course. I'm in my head a lot. Every time I speak or share online, I immediately have like verbal hangover where I think, why did I say all that stuff? I'll have it after I finish recording this. If I could just write and study in my copy cave, I'd be in heaven. If I could just build cool stuff. So yes, I have experienced it. I always am experiencing it. How do I deal with it? Coaching, getting in groups, getting outside of myself, reminding myself of my mission and what happens if I don't show up is always like a fantastic antidote. Because if you don't go out there, somebody else will. Get to your people first. And if you can think about the repercussions of that, that can push you out of your comfort zone. My friend Kathy said this year, if your fear is bigger than your mission, get a new mission. Okay, lastly, I'll end on this one. What one thing would I do differently in 2024? Where would I focus my attention? I want to be more visible. I finally have the team chemistry to be able to do that and the personal energy because I don't have somebody kicking my insides out, zapping my energy. They're all out of my body and flourishing. So I feel like I can do that more this next year. I want to double down on the concept of a newsletter, done videos on that. I want to teach, I can't believe I'm saying this, I want to teach copywriters. I have not because I felt like I need to put in my 10,000 hours first. I don't know, I think a lot of people teach when they're their only case study. Can I say that? And I am extremely adamant the other way. I want a massive body of proof and tested hypotheses before I teach anything. Spicy hot take to have on the internet in 2023, 2024. But yeah, I know I can build a copywriting agency, a very profitable one. I've done it. I know how to run a business as a freelancer moving into business ownership. I know that definitively now. So I think, I'm going to do it. I'm going to start teaching copywriters or service providers. Stay tuned on how I'll do that. I want to get less precious about social media, more experimental with it. I've actually kind of missed social media. I just did not have the resources to put into that while I had to do CPR on the internal operations of our business. Nerd things, I want to play with mini chat. I want to play with SMS messaging. Those should be fun. Oh wait, I saw this question too and I wanted to answer it. How did our CFC launch go this year? We didn't launch it. Like I said, only one launch this year, 2 other flash sales. So I'll flat out tell you, we had about an 11-ish% profit margin, 11, 12, maybe it'll go to 13. That is so low for me. We usually run closer to 40, 50%, but I did not sell much this year and I made a ton of internal hires and changes and I took off weeks. It is what it is. Oh my goodness, what a year. I hope this was kind of interesting to hear behind the scenes and just get to talk it out a little bit. It was messy. I don't like doing messy things, but I'm getting better. Okay, that wraps the episode. I hope that listening to some rapid fire questions was fun. Stay tuned for the next episodes. We're going to go straight into kind of the things I talked about. I want to talk about trends that I'm seeing. I want to talk about some of the things that we've learned this year with our agency copywriting clients. So much goodness coming for you down the pipeline. I can't wait. Dang it, it feels good to be back. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next episode.